everything old is new again. Just like E.T., we're going to have a...
Yeah, in 30 years we'll be...
I can't even talk.
We'll make a movie about us going to a landfill, excavating Funkos.
The Baby Yoda Funkos.
$30 million of them.
Who are you? Why are you here?
I'm Rob, off camera.
I'm Becca. I couldn't say that again. To be fair, this is our 4th or 5th try at this. The whole computer crashed the first time.
Yeah. It doesn't want us to report on this.
And then we got distracted by Fraggle Rock, so that's my bad.
Well, that's not a bad distraction.
That's not. We were watching the new one, and it's okay.
Not terrible.
It's okay. I have some thoughts. They did some things. Anyway, do you want me to talk about the new Fraggle Rock? Please tell me in the comment section if you do. $30 million worth of Funkos are headed to the landfill. Oh,
the bottom has fallen out of the Funko market, apparently.
So we've seen this before with the E.T. cartridges. So what are we talking about? You might ask.
Well, way back in the day,
there was rumors of them printing way too many E.T. Atari cartridges for the 2600, and a bunch of cartridges ending up in a landfill, and it turned out it was true.
Yes. As you can see, they're all still in relatively good shape because, they were buried and nothing really deteriorates, and it's all plastic, and
it's only been 20 years too.
No, it's
30
actually
years.
It's closer now. It's
40?
closer to 40, but it's closer to 20 closer to 30 when they did this.
Well, this is 2014 is when
so
they were talking
to 30,
about it.
Yeah.
Now, Angry Video Game Nerd, a lot of you might know who that is. He's a YouTube personality. He made a movie about this, about going and finding these cartridges. So when we saw this article about the Baby Yoda's heading to a landfill, that's where our minds went.
Yeah.
We could have told you this. What did we say when Funkos came out?
They all look the same.
They all look the same. There's too many of them. Oh, this is going to be the next Beanie Babies. This is going to be the next E.T.
Whatever.
They're going to end up in the landfill. There's going to be too many of them. They're going to have a whole archaeological layer of Funkos. And yeah, they're throwing them all out. And inventory at the year end totaled up to 246.4 million, an increase of 48% compared to a year ago. So this is the unsold.
So people stopped buying to the tune of
wow.
246.4 million.
No wonder I keep seeing
inventory.
I keep seeing these ads on my whenever I'm watching YouTube on my phone about let's spend $100 and buy these Funkos. I'm like, why don't want to buy Funkos? I'm clearly not the right audience for this ad.
Nobody really buys Funkos, do they? They just kind of appear.
Yeah, somebody will give you one like, oh, you like Baby Yoda? Here's a Funko. You like, Back to the Future? Here's a Funko.
And you're like, wow, this looks remarkably the same as everything else.
Yeah, but it says it's Marty McFly on it. Can't you tell?
Yeah,
well, like every other.
That's the only way you can tell. Which one is this?
Well, we were looking at this article, and we couldn't even tell this apart in our last version.
We had no idea what that one was from.
It's a clock, some random Wonder Woman-looking lady.
Yeah, I mean, that guy.
I thought that was Turk from Scrubs because he was wearing scrubs.
That guy
He's wearing Scrubs. That's Scrubs underneath there.
Well, the image is credited Funko Marvel.
Okay, well, I can't see them for that far back. This one we recognize because of the denim jacket.
Yeah, it's $20 cosplay girl.
Seriously, just get a denim jacket with any American flag and some sneakers.
You might as well just call her the Gap.
Just call her the Gap.
Old Navy.
Go buy your costume at Goodwill.
Miss Old Navy. That's her.
For cosplay purposes.
That's a Spider-Man of some kind. Spider-Man, yeah.
It looks like a Japanese wrestler.
It does. And a clock.
I guess
Clocky the Clock.
Clocky from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Okay, she's from
America's Shop.
Okay,
so these are all just
Spider-Man
Marvel-y.
$20.99, yeah, so it's
Marvel-y ones that they're giving us examples for in this other article.
They overproduced the Funkos is what happened. So the Adventures of Aquaman, according to DC Funkos.
Oh no!
So they're trying to do like
Lego.
Nobody
wants this because of the girlfriend of Aquaman, because of who plays her. Nobody wants that.
Miss A.H.
Yeah, nobody wants that because of her. She's kind of ruined. I think didn't they? Didn't they? Oh, I heard that they had all these reshoots from Aquaman 2 anyway. That there's like a whole UN scene that got cut out or something.
Really? That's interesting.
There's a whole bunch of reshoots. There's a whole bunch of... That's another video topic. Do you guys want us to talk about the reshoots for Aquaman 2? So as reported by Funko, revealed during an earnings call that it had so much idle stock sitting in warehouses that financially his best option is to throw 30 to 36 million worth in the garbage.
No,
you can't clear them out. You can't.
Yeah, you can't put them on clearance. You can't. I mean, listen.
You can't liquidate them.
Now, for those who are saying,
well, they'll get more money.
Why not donate them to charity? Why not? Well, this is probably a stipulation of how they're gonna I won't say fudge the numbers, but how
they're gonna get the insurance numbers.
Yeah,
they destroy them at full price, and they get an unsellable condition. We used to have to do this in retail all the time, where you'd have to like destroy a plate.
A lot of companies do that.
Yeah, like if one plate went missing out of a box, you would have to take the rest of the box and smash them out in the back because they would just write it off as a loss.
Very famously, if you want, go on YouTube. Guitar Center does this all the time.
They do that too.
Yeah, because they'll
break guitars.
They'll literally break a guitar and throw it in the dumpster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this has been documented, so... Yeah.
Because they get more money for insurance, and that's why they do it. But at the same time, is anybody surprised? Were Funkos that great? No,
they weren't. And listen, they all look the same. You can't tell them apart unless you're looking at the label, quite literally. The Funko, there's no Funkos I would buy. Then you showed me a Yellow Submarine Funkos. Those were kind of interesting.
Yeah, there's Yellow Submarine Funkos. You had this guy who they're worth what, $100,000 because
there's only 10 of them. There's only 10 of them, and only 2 of them had a golden ticket inside. And apparently he had one of them.
How would you know?
You have to open it up.
Yeah, and then you open it up, and then it's worthless. Or is it? Well, that's kind of cool having a golden ticket in it, but. That's really more of you were buying it for the Willy Wonka rarity of the rareness of it. You weren't really buying it for the fact that it was a Funko, right?
The guy's name is Grail Monster.
Yeah.
That's actually cool. That's cooler than this story.
I'm just looking at the wall of Funkos. It's just this communistic row of all the same size and shape, and they're very neat.
It reminds me of
sterile.
Yeah, I mean, listen, anyone who's
communist housing.
Pretty much. Khrushchev communist housing, yeah. Anybody who collects Funkos is going to have a wall like this, though. That's the thing. Unless they're the they have like a
on their desk,
their cubicle and put on their desk. And, oh, look at me, I'm a geek, and I have the Wonder Woman Funko or whatever. I mean, listen, I think this is something its time has kind of passed. They're going to be around, but... I think the craze of collecting Funkos is pretty much over.
I hope so. I hope
so too. It's just...
Because there's so many other cool things to collect out there.
Kids don't collect baseball cards anymore, do they?
I don't know.
So. I think it's more adults, I think.
I always collected Garbage Pail Kids as a kid, so those were awesome.
Yeah, musical equipment, that's what I'm into.
Yeah. I'd rather buy a guitar than, $1,000 Funko.
Well, this is something, Funkos is something you have.
They're a cheap collectible. You see a Batman Funko, hey, Batman, that's cool. You spend the $15.99 or whatever it is. Speaking of Batman, that's the one they open the video with here.
Yeah. Well, that's where I got it from. That's actually the Michael Keaton Batman, I think, so...
How can you tell? They all look the same.
I know, exactly.
There's 7,000 Batman Funkos.
I'm not buying it.
But somebody would buy it for you. Hey, you like Batman? I saw this Funko. I thought of you. And that's their whole purpose. They're like a greeting card gift.
That's really good.
Gosh, because they're only $10. Yeah. They're $10 and under. They're a greeting card gift. Everybody ends up getting them. And then you have too damn many of them. So I got rid of mine. Same thing. People are like, hey, you like so-and-so thing. Here's a Funko of so-and-so thing. So, are we surprised by these?
Nope. Not at all.
Now, who's going to make the movie going into the desert digging these up? Do you think they're going to be worth anything? Do you think they're going to end up in the Smithsonian like the E.T. cart?
Probably the pop culture wing of the Smithsonian at some point.
The old E.T. Atari games dug up in Mexico desert sold for $108,000. One of them ended up in the Smithsonian.
And there they are. There's the crewman with the with the E.T. cartridge. E.T. looking on.
But the game's awful.
Yeah, it's not a very good game. I played it. I knew someone who had a copy of the cartridge.
Yeah, it was bad. You just fall in a hole. Yeah. You eat the food, you fall in the hole. That's it. You walk 2 steps, you fall in a hole that isn't labeled.
Well, you'd have to get parts of the phone.
Yeah, you have to stretch your neck. He goes, you can stretch your neck sometimes. I had the game complete with the book, and I still didn't know how the crap to work it. It was one of those games because you had to basically memorize a map that wasn't there, that they didn't give you a book for. You have to and this is the days before the internet. You couldn't just go and Google the map. You had to sit there with the cartridge and draw out a map. Oh, see, now I'm having E.T. flashbacks. I'm old. And it ended up in the Smithsonian. I don't think that these Funkos are going to end up in the Smithsonian, though.
No.
Because this is so well documented. The whole big push about the E.T. cartridges was that it was always a rumor, wasn't it?
It was. They really kind of had an idea that they were out there, but nobody really would say so. Obviously, Atari, the company that owns them now.
The mystery behind who dumped them and why inspired a documentary by Microsoft Corp's Xbox Entertainment Studios. Among the black cartridges were unearthed by archaeologists with hundreds of copies of E.T. the Extraterrestrial, widely considered to be one of the worst video games ever made. Yeah. It flopped after being rushed out to coincide with the release of Steven Spielberg's 1982 hit movie, and it contributed to the near collapse of the video game industry in its early years. Why was that? Because they printed more cartridges than they had consoles to play them on.
Yes, apparently the thinking was that everyone who went out to see the movie is going to rush out to buy an Atari console, 2600 console, and then they go out and buy the game. So they produced 2 million cartridges for 1 million consoles, from what I've read.
And it almost collapsed the video game industry. So that was why this was a huge thing. These Funkos aren't collapsing anything. If anything, Star Wars probably collapsed the toy industry before Funkos collapsed anything. So, yeah, Atari is believed to be saddled with most of the 5 million E.T. game cartridges that were produced. It was speculated at the time that the manufacturer had the games buried in the New Mexico desert in the middle of the night. That was the other thing. Mm-hmm. This one, they're going right out in the open and saying, yeah, we're burying these in wherever they're burying them, in the landfill.
Well, there's also the videos of people throwing toys and stuff, Marvel stuff, into shredders.
Yeah.
So this is not an uncommon practice.
Yeah. I've done videos on the Marvel Shredder. Jeff's done videos on the Marvel Shredder. This isn't uncommon, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't think this is going to be nearly as big of a thing because this is so well documented now. You're not going to have archaeologists. It wasn't in the middle of the night. Maybe it will be. Well, maybe it will be, though. Maybe they won't say where they're at. Maybe it will be a big treasure hunt.
The only way we'll know is that in 25, 30 years... we'll be saying to each other, hey, remember the time they buried those Funko Pops out in the desert? Hey, wonder if they're still out there.
I'll be dead by then. I won't even be saying it. I'll be a ghost. I'll be haunting you. Boo. 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 I'm the ghost of Mecca.
I'm the ghost of Slow-Mo. What? Who's that?
Baby Yoda's older than all of us.
That's right.
Bye.
He's a cutie.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!